Then suddenly, he was gone. Fans around the world woke up to the heartbreaking news. Morgan Freeman, the man with the voice of God, the presence of calm, and the heart of gold, gone at 88. At first, no one knew what happened. Was it sudden? Was he sick? The internet exploded with confusion. Rumors filled the timelines. Everything from secret illness to tragic accident. But his family stayed silent until now. Today, we finally know the truth. In an official statement, Morgan Freeman's family confirmed that he passed peacefully at his home in Mississippi after a brief illness that he chose to keep private. Those final days were quiet, surrounded by the people he loved most. No cameras, no interviews, just the sound of wind moving through the trees, the same peace he always said he wanted. They say the truly great ones never announce their exits. They just leave behind echoes that never fade. And Morgan Freeman was one of them. From Shawshank Redemption to Bruce Almighty, from Driving Miss Daisy to Invictus. His voice didn't just narrate stories. It defined them. He was the calm in chaos, the wisdom in madness, and humanity in every character he played. But behind that familiar smile, there was a man who carried both pain and peace in equal measure. Few people knew that in his later years, Freeman had grown distant from Hollywood. He spent most of his time on his ranch, tending to his beehives, advocating for nature, and enjoying quiet sunsets with close friends and family. He once said in an interview, "I don't fear death. I fear leaving this world without having made it a little better than when I came." And that's exactly what he did. Those who saw him recently said he seemed more fragile, thinner, slower, quieter. But he never complained. Not once. Even as his health declined, he continued mentoring young actors, donating to education, and recording narrations for projects he believed could inspire change. He was working right up to the end. A documentary about hope and resilience, something that, fittingly, will now be released posthumously. His team shared that just a few days before his passing, he was laughing on set, telling stories from his early acting days, the long bus rides, the rejections, the moments of doubt, but also the victories, the moments that shaped the legend we came to love. He told one of his co-stars, "It's never the applause that matters. It's whether your work makes someone feel less alone." Those words now sound like a farewell. Morgan's life was filled with chapters few people knew about. He was born in Memphis, Tennessee, in a small house that didn't even have a TV. He grew up loving airplanes, reading books, and watching people, saying later that he learned acting from life itself. He joined the Air Force, dreaming of flying fighter jets, but left when he realized his true purpose was storytelling. Hollywood didn't welcome him easily. He struggled for years, bit parts, no-name roles, endless rejections. But he never gave up. And when Street Smart finally earned him his first Oscar nomination at nearly 50 years old, the world realized something. Morgan Freeman wasn't just another actor. He was a force of nature. From that moment on, his voice became one of the most recognizable sounds on earth. Deep, steady, timeless. A voice that could make you believe in miracles. Even when life felt impossible, in their statement, his family shared something beautiful. They said Morgan's final wish was simple. No grand funeral. No Hollywood spotlight. Just music, stories, and laughter shared among friends. They described him as a man of faith, not in the traditional sense, but in the faith that people could be good. He believed in forgiveness, in second chances, in the light within everyone. His daughter said, "He didn't just raise us. He raised the world to think deeper, to be kinder." Those who knew him closely say that in his final weeks, he found immense peace. He would sit on his porch at sunset, glass of tea in hand, watching the sky turn gold. He told friends he was ready, that he'd lived enough life for 10 men and still had no regrets. When the news broke, tributes poured in from across the globe. Actors, musicians, world leaders. Everyone had a story about Morgan. Denzel Washington wrote, "There was never another like him. He taught us that true power doesn't shout, it whispers." And even younger stars, people who grew up watching his films, shared how his words shaped them. One actor said, "Morgan Freeman didn't just act in movies. He narrated our lives. The world will remember him for his roles." But those who knew him, they'll remember him for his kindness. He never turned down a handshake, a fan photo, or a chance to encourage someone chasing their dream. He was known to quietly fund scholarships for kids in his hometown, pay off debts for struggling artists, and support countless charities without ever asking for credit. His longtime assistant once revealed that he had a habit of leaving handwritten notes for people. Little reminders like, "You matter. Keep going. The world needs your light." And now, it feels like those notes were written for all of us. On October 11th, his family held a private ceremony at his ranch. No cameras, no headlines, just the sound of cicadas and the people who loved him most. He was cremated as he wished, and his ashes were scattered across his land, the same soil he once called the most peaceful place on earth. His daughter said they played his favorite song, "What a Wonderful World," as the sun went down. And for a moment, it really did feel wonderful. Because even in death, Morgan Freeman reminded us what life is truly about: grace, gratitude, and giving. Hollywood may never fill the space he left behind. But maybe that's the point. Legends aren't meant to be replaced. They're meant to remind us that greatness isn't about fame. It's about impact. His voice may be silent now, but his words will echo forever. In every line he spoke, in every story he told, and in every soul he touched. Because legends, they don't really die. They just fade into the light. And the curtain closes one last time. And somewhere, maybe far beyond this world, Morgan Freeman is smiling that gentle smile of his, whispering in that deep, timeless voice, "It's okay. Everything is going to be all right."